Hi, welcome to What's Cooking with Rochelle. Today we are making one of my favorites. We are making goat cheese balls. And pretty simple, honestly, if you want my opinion, but it looks really cool if you want to serve them at a party or something. So obviously we need some goat cheese, right? But before we get our hands dirty with goat cheese, I'm going to go ahead and get the egg bath that we're going to put them in first ready. So I've already cracked 2 eggs into this bowl. And as you can see, I've got 3 more. I just wanted to show you guys. So we are going to separate the egg yolk from the egg white. And I've done this a few times for you guys. That one wants to run away. All right, so simply put your thumbs in the center and push it apart. Now you could do it just with your hand or you can use the shell. And I'll do it one more time for you guys. In fact, let's do this so you could see better. How's that? Okay, egg white in one bowl, egg yolk in the other. And for this recipe, it doesn't matter to be that exact. We just need our ratios to be more egg yolk heavy than egg white. Okay, last one. And then the egg yolks we don't need for our egg whites. We'll set those aside. The other 2 eggs that were whole eggs, I'm going to put those in here with this. And we are going to whisk this to combine them. So break the egg yolks. So again, doesn't matter if you broke them. And you want to combine this pretty well. If you're not a fan of goat cheese, you can make these balls with other soft cheeses. It does have to be a soft cheese. Can't be a hard cheese. There's other things that we can make with hard cheeses, but obviously a ball would be hard. All right, you can see those are pretty well combined now. So we are going to set this aside and go back to the goat cheese. So to make goat cheese balls, whatever amount of goat cheese you want to use. I have here 5 ounces of goat cheese. And so I am going to make probably 6 balls. We're just going to eye it. You can make them as big or as small as you want, but you want them to end up being about that size. So what I'm going to do is use my knife to kind of help me to get the right size hunk, which is about like this. Okay, and then you're just going to put it in your hand and roll it into a ball. Okay, that ball's looking lovely. And that's about the size ball that you're going to want. You're not going to want them to be too big. You're actually going to want them to look maybe a hair smaller than you might think you need. Because once we dip it in the egg and the breadcrumbs and stuff, it's actually going to get bigger. Alrighty. And you can see I'm just rolling it between our 2 palms. You stretch your fingers out. It makes it really easy. Look, that one's beautiful. Let's take some of this stuff. That stuff. we'll probably get 6, it looks like. Now, obviously, the goat cheese that I used was from the refrigerator. It wasn't warm, it wasn't room temperature. Okay, so now that we've got that part done, the next thing is I have a little bit of sea salt and fine grained pepper. So the pepper is fine grained so that it actually distributes easily. The sea salt is to give it a little bit of zing without adding a ton of salt flavor. My hands are wet right now, so that's why I'm going to use a little spoon. And we're literally just going to sprinkle it like so. I have just a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper here. And then what we're going to do is turn them and roll them. Upside down. Cooking is supposed to be fun, so hopefully you enjoy getting your hands dirty like I do. That guy doesn't want to stay upside down. Perfect. The reason we're seasoning the goat balls themselves is to make sure that the seasoning stays on them. Okay, so let's add a little salt. And again, I have a coarse sea salt. We're going to roll them in here. This is sealing the outside of them to prevent the cheese from escaping when we fry them. Alrighty, that looks good. Just give them another quick roll. Try to get that goodness wrapped up inside. Alrighty. Next step is our wash. So we're going to do a double dip. What does that mean? If you want the cheese to not escape, we need 2 layers of everything. So we are first going to dip the balls in the egg wash, get them coated. Then take it into the breadcrumbs. Let me get a separate spoon. Give it a toss. Coat it really well. And then bring it back out. Now we're going to go and do them all and then start again and do a second dipping. Now my breadcrumbs are just regular breadcrumbs that I just made. You can certainly buy breadcrumbs at the store. You just want a fine grain breadcrumb. You don't want something really chunky for this recipe anyway. And I have about a cup and a quarter of breadcrumbs. And we'll see how much of our egg wash and breadcrumbs we actually end up using. This is something, again, you can make ahead of time. Once we get them breaded, You could put them in the freezer and then just keep them until the day of an event and pop them out. They just take a couple of minutes once we fry them. And if you want to do it in the refrigerator, you're going to need about a day in the refrigerator. That's why I stick them in the freezer, because it's fast. Half hour to an hour just to get them to freeze. Now, when you do your second dip, just be careful that you're not displacing the breadcrumbs you've already placed on it. And you can see how much nicer that looks. And you see how much bigger they're getting as well. All right, so you can see we had quite a bit left. You probably could have got away with 1 egg, a whole egg, and 2 egg yolks just to keep the ratio the same, and maybe about 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs for the 5 ounces of goat cheese that I used. Okay, so these are ready to go in the freezer. We're going to put them in the freezer for a half an hour, and then we get to fry them and eat. See you soon. All right, so our balls have been in the freezer for a little over a half an hour. I have some vegetable oil on the stove that I'm heating up. You're going to want about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of oil in the pot so that these are submerged when they're put in. Now, we're not going to put all of them in at the same time because we don't want to overcrowd them. We want them to cook evenly. So we're probably going to do 2 batches, okay? And it only takes a couple of minutes, you'll see. So our balls are almost ready. You want them to just be a light brown. We need just about 1 more minute. Okay, we have goat cheese balls. Yummy, yummy. Do put them on a towel just in case there's a little bit of oil. You'll find they're not really greasy. I'm going to go ahead and get these plated and then we can dig in. Now the best part of the day. I can't wait. Crunchy, yummy, gooey. Oh, it's so good. Yummy, gooey cheese with a nice crunchy outside. These are wonderful. I usually serve mine with just a little bit of fresh honey. You can serve them with whatever dipping sauce you prefer. Thank you for watching What's Cooking with Rochelle. If you like this video, please subscribe and have a great day. Bye.